Hey guys, Abner Miranda here. Let me tell you why I like the Glock 19, specifically the Glock 19 Gen 3. Over the years, I've transitioned from Glock 20, which is known as Glockzilla. The Glock 20 and 21 are the biggest Glocks made. They're absolutely massive, and I love them because I've got really big hands. I went from a Glock 20 I was a cop in Florida, to a Glock 22 up here in Tennessee. I was a university officer. And hate the 22, by the way. It's like loosing a Stinger missile. That thing kicks really hard. It kicks worse than a 45. Then, when I left law enforcement, I'd been carrying an XD then, and then I went back to the Glock 21, which is hilarious. I went back to the Glock 21 for a while, because when you're a magazine writer, you get a lot of free ammo. Sorry guys, but there it is. Then I got to the point where I started buying my own ammo, as I'm doing right now. And I realized, hey, 9mm is a good idea. So I carried a Glock 17 for a while, the one here in the picture. Then I really got serious about carrying concealed in a very deep concealment capacity. And if you're that serious about concealment, obviously you're going to have to go to appendix carry. You guys have heard me say this before. We tend to pay attention to people when they're walking toward us, right? And when someone's walking towards you, you can see a sidearm on their sides because it causes bulging. But when someone is walking past you, you're really not going to pay that much attention to them, which is why I like appendix carry so much, because when you're walking towards someone, appendix carry is very difficult to see, even when you know that the weapon is actually there. I love appendix carry. I use a drop out of sight holster from Bravo Concealment. This is their light bearing version, and this one is set up for only one clip, out of the box, set up for only one clip, and I really dig it. And by the way, guys, word to the wise, left-handed stuff is coming back to Bravo Concealment soon. I got that from the owner of the company. Glock 19 Gen 3 is my favorite. If you are a small-statured man or woman and you have small hands, then yes, Glock 19 Gen 4 is for you because of the adjustable back straps. But Glock 19 Gen 3 is about as bulletproof as it gets when it comes to the operability of the weapon. And recently somebody asked me, hey man, are you going to check out the Gen 5, and I said, I'm not even touching that gun until it's been out for at least a couple of years. Because as having worked in manufacturing, I know that there's only so much that a manufacturer can test for, and eventually something wonky happens that they didn't plan for, that they didn't think about, and you, as a private citizen, become the beta tester. We're the ones that find all the malfunctions and things. So the Gen 5 is bound to have issues. Don't allow some person in a gun store to tell you that you've got to have a Glock 43. You're going to end up with a gun that is way too small. I was at a class, the guy finished his run, and the first 4 rounds he fired were misses. He had not loaded his Barney bullets, so he only had 6 rounds in his 43. He ended up going 1, 2, 3, 4, ding, ding, weapon locked open. The mag came out. He fumbled the next mag out of his pocket and kind of struggled to get it in there. Got the thing in, sent the pistol home, brought it up, and the instructor said, drill is done, whatever, all threats are neutralized. And the guy turned to the instructor, and it was the heat of the moment, the adrenaline effect. And he goes, man, that gun runs out of ammunition real fast, and man, it's hard to load. And I made note of those 2 points. That gun runs out of ammunition real fast, and it's really hard to load. And I thought, yep and yep. So that's the point that I'm going to leave you with. If you want to go compact, by all means, Glock 19. And I would not go any further down the ladder than a compact. Do not get into subcompact guns. Don't get into micro guns unless they are pocket guns as supplementary pieces to this one. So if you're carrying a 19 as your everyday carry pistol, or as a police officer, whatever your sidearm is, and you want to have a 43 as your backup, boom, by all means, do it, right? 2 is 1, 1 is none, no problem. Just don't make a subcompact or really, really tiny pistol your go-to handgun unless you just have absolutely no other choice. One thing I can say is there's no such thing as never say never. If you're married, you understand never say never. That's what I've got for you guys today. As always, God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one.